guys, it's your girl T, and I want to shout out Janae and Mr. Sockboy. This case is really disturbing. It was so disturbing that Mr. Sockboy sent me an email, stating the following. Happened at a school called PS 194 in Harlem, and basically it was a 5th grade boy. He was the ringleader. The 5th grade boy went and got 2 other 3rd graders. They basically kidnapped another kid. The boy was on his way to lunch. They grabbed him. They forced him into the bathroom stall. And then they made this young 3rd grade boy. One of the boys held his hands back. They made him get on the ground. And then they proceeded to force him to give the other 2 boys oral sex. If this ain't some sick-ass shit, I don't know what is. I'm going to go ahead and play you guys a news clip. And then I will come back with the rest of my commentary.
Allegations tonight against some elementary students from Harlem. They're accused of dragging a fellow student into a school bathroom and sexually abusing him. And this isn't the first time the school has had problems. The alleged assault, this one happened at PS 194 in Harlem. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is there with a story all new at 5 tonight. Marcus?
And Diana, it is shocking because these are sexual acts allegedly committed by 3rd and 5th grade students. Now the city is being sued for $16 million by parents who say the school did nothing to stop it. School officials were on alert today, shielding students from the media. But according to 2 lawsuits, administrators at PS 194 in Harlem have done little over the last couple of years to protect children from a number of sexual assaults by students in the building.
Frightening. We ain't do nothing like these kids do today, and it's a shame because it's young parents having children, and they not grown up yet.
The latest incident took place in March 2012. A 5th grader allegedly ordered a 3rd grade boy into a bathroom stall and forced the victim to perform oral sex on him and 2 other boys. According to the lawsuits, the ringleader is the same child who 2 years before that molested a female classmate on multiple occasions. Tahani Abushi is the lawyer representing both victims.
Why wasn't he taken out of the school? Why wasn't he placed in a special school? Why wasn't an extra teacher or 2 placed in the room to keep an eye on him? Something could have been done.
Abushi says the student was never disciplined after the first incident and was suspended for only 10 days following the second. News of the allegations comes as a surprise to many parents.
I have no problems with the school. They're awesome to me. She has a problem, they call me right away. They let me know what's going on. And I haven't had no issues.
Still, PS 194 is on a state list of persistently dangerous schools. Experts say abusive behavior, even sexual in nature, is not unheard of among children.
These kids have observed something, similar kinds of sexual behaviors, or it's been done to them.
Well, none of the students involved still attend the school, and the principal was removed after the first incident. In a statement today, Chancellor Dennis Walcott said, "I take the issue of allegations of improper conduct very seriously. However, it cannot go into further detail because of confidentiality rules and pending litigation." We're live in Harlem. Marcus Solis, Channel.
This whole situation is disturbing. There's so much blame to go around with this story. Not only is this story sick, but it's very disturbing. How does a 5th grader even know about head? I remember being a kid, being that young, being in the 5th grade. Your biggest concern was like, I don't know, damn it, music, TLC, crisscross, shit like that. I don't remember any 5th graders in my 5th grade class even knowing what the hell oral sex was. So obviously this little boy may have been molested. He may have been touched himself. But what I find really disturbing is that 2 years ago, when the 5th grader was in 3rd grade, he had molested another girl at the school. So at some point in time, where the fuck are the parents? Why are they not putting this boy in some type of counseling? Why is this boy still allowed to go to school with other kids? He needs to either be homeschooled or he needs to be in a school where they can deal with his perversions because there's something going on with him. Maybe this child is a victim of molestation, but it should have definitely been dug deeper into. It shouldn't have just been brushed under the rug. They said they got rid of the other principal who was in charge of the school at that time, but the new principal, didn't do anything as far as this case is concerned. This should have never happened. You have schools out here who will sit here and expel a child for bringing a toy gun to school, a water gun. You had that girl who got expelled and charged with 2 felonies because she exploded a pop bottle. But then you have a little boy who has molested a little girl, and he was not expelled. He was allowed to come back to the school. How does that work? Now he's been given another chance to ruin another child's life. He basically forced another young boy to give him oral sex. This is sick. You know, and I'm really waiting for the people who want to sit here and excuse this behavior and say, oh, well, he's just a child and he didn't know any better. This is sick. I don't give a damn if he's a child or not. This is not okay. You know, I'm just thinking like, damn, I have a child who is about to be in the 2nd grade. I couldn't imagine this happening to my son. I would flip the hell out. I don't blame the family for suing the school for $16 million. I would do the exact same thing. I think a lot of people need to be held accountable for this. You know, he should not have been allowed back into the school. The parents, if they search and they see that the parents did not get the boy counseling and the parents didn't do anything to further prevent him from doing this, the parents should also be charged as well. And I also feel like these boys should have to be registered as some type of sex offenders. You know, people should know that, you know, they have a tendency to molest and rape other children. What they did was no different from what an adult would have done to a child. And that's why I'm saying I'm sure these little boys picked that up from somewhere. That is not normal. It's not normal for a child to know anything about sex when they're that young, especially oral sex. You know, this is some crazy ass shit. You have a lot of kids out here who have been exposed to a lot of bullshit. I definitely blame the parents. Either the child is watching his parents have sex or somebody's molesting this child. Or he's been exposed to pornography or been exposed to something he shouldn't have been exposed to. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, parents need to do a better job of monitoring what your kids are up to. You cannot be everywhere at once, but you do need to have upfront conversations with your kids because a lot of these kids really do have access to porn. We talked about this the other day on Blog Talk Radio when I was telling y'all how one of my friends, she found porn on her 11-year-old son's Xbox. And basically when she confronted him about it, he said that all the kids at the playground swap porn. Because you have kids who are able to have access to the internet via their PS3 handhelds, via their DSs, via their cell phones. So when they have access to the internet, they're Googling sites like, you know, PornTube, and they're Googling porn and they're downloading porn. So I think that because the internet is so readily available to kids, a lot of kids are getting exposed a lot younger. So it's really, really unfortunate, but you have to have those conversations with your kids. This entire situation is just so sick, and I really feel bad for that kid. This is something that no child should ever have to go through, you know, and I give him props for, you know, speaking out, going to tell a teacher what happened to him, because, you know, some kids would have bottled that in and then it would have manifested in a different way, or they might have turned around and started abusing another child. So thank goodness this boy had enough courage to speak up and say that he was abused and that he was molested by these 3 other kids. This is some sick ass shit, you know, and I don't understand what's happening in the schools today. But again, you have people who make excuses for, you know, for deviant behavior, and this is some deviant ass shit. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the entire situation. And what do you think should be done to these boys, being that they're so young? Do you feel like they should be the ones punished solely? Or do you feel like some of the blame goes on the parents and on the schools? So let me know what you guys think. All right. Deuces.